Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. This is going to be the part 2 of how to do the ramp test. Sorry for the noise, but we're out in our garage and I don't have an actual microphone out here for right now. So we're just going to make do with what we got. So to do the ramp test, it's pretty simple. Obviously, you need your laser. I have an 80 watt laser. It's red and black that I got off of eBay. We're going to need a scrap piece of wood, which we've got just some half-inch by 6-inch wood from Lowe's. And then you need something to raise one end up, and we're just going to use a socket. So what we need to do is we need to tilt our wood up as a ramp to give it a ramp look. It's going to be closer to the ground up here, and it's going to gradually raise up. So we need to manually lower our bed down. If you've got a auto bed, you can do it that way. But what we want to do is we're manually jogging the machine up close to the highest point. And we're going to probably go probably about quarter inch off of the wood from there. We know that's not going to be nowhere close to what our point is going to be, but we'll just go from there. So I'm going to have to close the lid to do this, but what we're going to do is we are going to manually pulse the laser and we're going to jog it all the way down to the end. So I'm going to close the lid and I'm going to do that. So give me just a minute. Okay, so I jogged it all the way down. We're going to open up the lid and let that smoke clear out. So now, we'll pick up the camera so you can actually see what we're trying to do here. As you can look at this end, where our laser started, how wide the beam is. Okay, and that's pretty close to the laser. If we go down here, and we look at the end where it's furthest away, you can see it's wide as well. But if you looked at the whole thing over the course, you can see somewhere right here is where it's the thinnest. Now you can actually get some calipers out and you can try to measure and see which end is the thinnest, but it looks like it's about right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to move it back to about the spot where we think it looks good, and put y'all back up here. I'm going to get my calipers, and from that spot we want to measure how wide that spot is. Let's move that over closer to the edge. And we've roughly got about 16 millimeters. It's actually just a little under 16 millimeters. So what I did is I've already done a ramp test on this previously. So what I did is once I found my optimal range, since I have a manually adjustable bed, I have a little turn screw that I use to turn it up and down with, is depending on which material I'm using, I'm constantly going to be moving this back and forth. So just a quick way to be able to measure that distance is I took me some scrap Baltic birch and I cut me these little gauges. So, and I cut me several of them, and I've got a toolbox over here that I keep them in. So if I'm measuring something that is half-inch, all I got to do is put that up there and manually adjust it to where it needs to be. Or if I want to go and run me a piece of plywood, which is a lot thinner, I can crank it up. I don't have to sit there and manually measure it each time. So that's pretty easy. It's doing a ramp test is not hard to do. It may sound like it's something that is going to be really confusing the first time you do it or before you do it. But once you actually do it and you understand how simple it is and the reason why you're doing it, which my first video probably explains pretty well about how or why you need to do them, cut you some of these gauges. I bet I've probably got about 20 of these gauges because I'm pretty bad to lose things, so I cut me up a bunch of them, and plus I saved the file as well. So that's pretty simple. That's pretty much how you do a ramp test. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask below. I will try to get back as many questions as I can. But in the meantime, thank you for watching my channel.